The New Zealand Breakers are on the verge of winning their first NBL championship in 8 years. They face off against the defending champion Sydney Kings tonight in Sydney for Game 5 of the 5-game final series. Former Tall Black and NBL commentator Brook Ruscoe no te Ati Haunui a Paparangi is with us now. Tēnā koe e hoa. Thanks for joining us.
As always, good morning. It's great to be here. It means the Breakers are still playing, so I'm happy.
Well, this is a big deal, right? We're all locked up at 2 games apiece. This is it. One final game to play for the championship win. How are you feeling going into this one?
Man, I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm gutted. I was supposed to be in Sydney and I couldn't make it. I committed to going to something else at the same time. I can't be in Sydney, so I'm gutted, but I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm ready. I can't wait. They deserve it. It's a moment. If you're playing basketball, if you play any sport, you dream of this, and it's a season that has built this the storyline, and I guess the last couple of years actually has built the storyline to get to this point. And either way, whoever wins it, if Sydney wins it, they go back to back, which is unbelievable. If the Breakers win it, they won 5 games last year. They moved away from home. They were in Australia. They moved away from family. They lost every game basically. You know, they played 28 games. They lost like 7 in a row at one point. So for them to turn it around, get a new coach, pretty new squad, relatively new squad, and to be here now when it all matters, the storyline's amazing. I can't wait to see what happens tonight.
Yeah, things have been fairly challenging for the Breakers, but the Kings are favoured. They're the defending champs, as you said. They have home court advantage. They were top of the table all season. It's a bit of a mountain to climb, although the Breakers have already beaten them at home in these finals. What do you see as some of the key focuses for the Breakers heading into the last game in Sydney?
Yeah, good question. Will McDowell-White, I'm just going to go individually here. Will McDowell-White has to be great. He's the point guard. He's the head of the snake. When he goes well, the Breakers go well.
Okay.
Jarrell Brantley was huge in Game 4. He needs to show up again, and he always does, but he needs to shoot the ball well, which is, he struggled a little bit in the final series and in the playoffs as well. He shot well in Game 4, which was huge. Didn't allow them to get out and run. And man, there's been some gamesmanship already from both coaches, just going at the refs and, you know, how tight are they going to call things and how physical is tonight's match going to be. So my one hope is that when it's all said and done, whoever wins is the best team. Refs aren't involved in it at all. And if the Breakers show up and give us the Breaker squad that we've seen 9 times out of 10 tonight, it still blows my mind that they could potentially win it all and have banner number 5 in the rafters next year.
And following Game 4, as you mentioned, with the Kings coach Chase Burford claiming the Breakers have been overly aggressive and the refs weren't calling fouls. Obviously, the gamesmanship, isn't it? Because basketball can be incredibly aggressive, but the Kings, they gave as good as they got. What are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, they give as good as they get. It's absolute gamesmanship, and salute to them. You know, you got to do anything at this point to get the win, and it's not just a win, it's a championship win at this point. So, you know, he comes from a basketball pedigree. His dad is the owner of the San Antonio Spurs and has been forever. So he's around it. He knows basketball through and through, and they give just as good as they get. I've been lucky enough all year long to be courtside at all of these games, and especially these last 2 at Spark Arena. I thought the games have been reffed pretty well. You know, the Breakers got destroyed in one, and they won the other one. But it's been physical on both ends. There's been some, you know, reach and fouls, and they seem to clean those up. You're not going to get every call, but I think overall, the refs have done a pretty good job.
And what are you looking forward to most in this final? As you say, you know, the Kings, they're expected to take it out, but the Breakers have been across there. I mean, the Breakers could have finished at home here, but decided to go to Sydney for Game 5. What do they need to do right now? How do they mentally prepare for this?
Yeah, that's been my big question since Game 2. Are they going to regret Game 2? If anyone missed it, the 2 marquee players for Sydney both went down. They lost Xavier Cooks, who just signed a 2-year deal in the NBA, so that shows how good he is, MVP of the league, and their point guard, Derek Walton Jr., and the Kings still somehow got the job done at a packed-out Spark Arena. So I wonder if that's going to come back and bite them. I'm looking forward. I don't know if this is the case. There is no rumour. I haven't heard anything. I'm not starting the rumour, but I just want to know if it is true. If the Breakers win tonight, is it going to be the last time we see their pillar, their captain, in Tom Abercrombie? He's been around forever. He's 35 now. He's done it all. It's one of those storylines with the last couple of years that they've had. He's had some personal things going on in his life, and if they can win it all, I just wonder, hey, is tonight the last time that we see Tommy in their Breakers uniform? It's going to be an amazing game. I can't wait. I hope it's close. I hope it comes down to the last minute and we're at the edge of our seats and someone makes a big play. That's what I hope for. But not either way, but Coach Modi and that squad, essentially either way, need to be very proud of how they've turned this Breaker squad around. And they're going from strength to strength, and hopefully next year they can run it back as well.
Yeah, he certainly seems to have brought some magic back into the Breakers. Former Tall Black and NBL commentator Brook Ruscoe, thanks so much for your insights today and much love to the Breakers for tonight. Tēnā koe e hoa.
Appreciate you for having me. Thank you.